NBA 2k25 got a new builder and a lot of new things like the badge system, takeover, and so much more that you need to know about. And I'm going to cover that for you here. This is Coach M, aka Mad Gamer, and we're going to take you on a one-on-one course through the builder to prepare you and lock you in so you can understand what you need to do to make the best build for yourself as we continue to play this game. Should be a good time when it comes to everything you need to know. We do have separate videos covering everything, but this is strictly about your build and some secret tips and information that I've kind of discovered and excited to talk about. By the way, I have membership on my channel. We're going to be doing some coaching in the future, some merch, and we also have the other perks. Join our Discord if you want to try to link up as well. Lock in for that. Okay, with that out of the way, here we go. So I want to just talk about what we saw in the builder. It looks the same as last year, right? You're wrong. And secondly, there's a lot of new things. If we look to the right side here, you have the red badges. These badges are called legend badges, and they're basically a higher level than Hall of Fame, but they're hard to get. You're gonna have to be 94, 97, somewhere around there, the dev said, in the high 90s to unlock them. And they're gonna be critical. So that's one part to take into account, and it's probably the biggest change because now the values that you might think are great when it comes to NBA 2K from the previous games like 2024, you say, oh, this is great on gold, this is great on Hall of Fame. Probably not. It's probably not going to be as effective as it was in previous years. I do think that there's going to be some type of buffs and nerfs in between of all these, as well as the badges changed drastically. They've been streamlined, and this is such a cool thing. I think it's the smartest thing that they've done, where they streamline the badges, combining different ones together and not making it cluttered with thousands of badges for you to unlock. So I personally love that. I think it's a smart feature, and it's going to be great overall. And talking about badges, there's requirements not only for the badges, but also for the takeovers. If you didn't know, there's a new takeover system that requires you to hit the threshold to be able to even utilize that specific takeover. And it's super important to take the time and to learn. And when these get revealed fully, I will break it down. But for now, we do have one that you can see right here. And basically on the bottom, if you look closely where I'm zooming in on, it says requirements, and it has an 80 close shot, it has an 80 post control, and an 80 strength. But this right here is strictly for barbecue chicken. BBQ, baby. And this one is for post players, of course. But the principle is all the rest of them that you're looking at, whether it's Feathery Touch, which is going to be a shooting badge, most likely. You got Board Beast, you know what that is, rebounds, and there's plenty of other ones in here. And the requirements, when they get revealed, I'll make sure to have you guys covered on that. But the reason I wanted to talk about the takeovers is because there's that new system for you to understand on how it all works as well. So you need to reach the requirements for the takeovers. You need to reach the requirements for your badges. You have to get the right animations, and you have to know the takeover system as well. A lot of little details that are super important and that I want to make sure you pay attention to what I'm about to get into and dive down the rabbit hole. We're going to take a look really quickly at some of these here, as we're going to be able to get a look at the actual requirements for a couple, just to kind of give you guys a preview of what is or what isn't. You got ankle breaker, we know what that is, and 98 for ankle assassin. I call it ankle breaker, but you know what I mean. And so this one is a 98, and this one's a 97 for ball handle, and this is handles for days. It's super important for dribble heads, ISO players. I do make an ISO build every year. I have a lot of fun with that. And so a 97 is going to be easy when I manipulate the game, of course, to do so. But we'll figure it out. And I want to kind of try to slow this down and see what else we have. We have 94 for speed with ball. We've seen that one earlier. And that's that. And I just wanted to give you the rundown on it so you can understand how that works. And now we're going to get into what I really am here for and what I really wanted to kind of run through and dive into a deep conversation, which is the builder itself. Okay. So this is the official first time ever look at it. And I'm going with this build for now, but there's two versions that I will be showcasing and talking about. This version right here, we don't know the height, weight, or anything, but they give us a good 99 overall, which is going to allow you to kind of say, okay, what can I get out of that? Well, you're looking at a 99 overall that happens to have 93 for layups and dunks when they're driving. And then it has an 87 three-pointer, which is very good. That's like all you need to be a good shooter in most of 2Ks. It's pretty high, in my opinion. And then the dribble is very nice in the 90s for ball handle and speed with ball. And that's going to get you a lot of animations and, of course, let you sauce it up, most likely. And defensively is not so bad. An 85 steal, that to me is pretty good. I feel like this build probably isn't the best because of the speed. You want to have a little more actual speed, but these are things we need to test thoroughly. And I would tweak a lot of little things in here depending on what I feel is important for this year. And so again, it's still take it with a grain of salt. But the cool part of this year, guys, is you don't have to look and write down what are the requirements for each dunk animation, dribble animation, shooting animation. It's going to show you all the animations while you're making your build. So you guys don't have to worry too much about that. So it's very good. But now let's get back to the point guard 6'2", and he has 184 in weight. And the reason I want to showcase this, and remember, this is very separate from what I'm about to show. So please note that even though it might seem like I'm showing the same build, I am not. Definitely not. And this right here is actually footage of 2K24. I wanted to go through an example of making the build that we just saw. And you can go back and forth and we can put them side by side if you really wanted to kind of go down that rabbit hole and discuss it. This is the build here. But the thing is, you can't even get to defense and you're already capped out at 98 compared to this build that we've been talking about, where you're able to get to 98 and still have a 70 for perimeter defense and steals and have very high speed and agility and vertical at 75 compared to the one that we just showcased. So this is important, and the reason why I want to stress this is because, man, I mean, we're probably gonna get very powerful builds this year. I'm calling a very overpowered system this year, and it's streamlined to allow you to make the best possible builds in the game. And I think that's awesome, guys. We want to have fun, but how balanced is the game? A lot of times people blame the gameplay. A lot of times people blame the builder. There's a back and forth in the community. People can't decide. I personally think it all starts here in the builder. And that's why I'm kind of talking about it, to bring it up to the devs and help them understand that, like, if you allow us to manipulate these builders, which I always do because I like having fun making builds. It's like an RPG game of creating the best possible build. A lot of the community members you guys know and love, your favorite creator is it. I'm your favorite creator's favorite creator. Okay. For 10, 15 years, I've been, well, maybe more than that actually, but I've been putting in work, letting these cats know. But yeah, as you can see here, the main thing that I want to talk about feedback is, will the gameplay be balanced? So if I have a 99 steel, but you have a 99 ball handle, am I gonna still strip you more than you're gonna have control? But if you put the ball handle too high, then it just becomes a spamming of dribble moves for 23 seconds, and then somebody takes a shot. It's embarrassing to see that type of basketball on the court. As somebody who plays ISO, all I need is two moves. I'm gonna cross you up. I'm gonna do something and get open, make a shot or drive to the basket. You don't have to spend 20 plus seconds to try to break someone's ankle. You're not that good if you do that. But the point here is, the builder is going to make you stronger. So our old builder is a lot weaker than this new one that you're watching right here. And that's okay, because we don't know. And this is where that conversation for the community that I want to kind of make sure you guys understand. We don't know about these badges, okay? Regardless of whatever you tell yourself, oh, looks like it's going to be overpowered. It's possible, but they might have nerfed all these badges down to the ground unless you have them on Legend. Legend is the highest tier. It's the red one, and they're not easy to get. You got to be in the mid 90s or higher to able to unlock the Legend badge, okay? Hall of Fame badges might turn into gold badges this year. And we might start seeing that we don't need gold badges and we got to get Hall of Fame. And so if that is the case, then I would say it's going to be a wild year of people giving you false information and telling you that, oh, I got the best build in the game. And really, they just experimenting and hoping that their old build from last year can be viable. And this is a problem, of course, with content creation, but that's not the developer's fault when someone gives you false information. That's why, guys, I test my builds, kind of thoroughly examine them, and then I ask others who use them as well and say, hey, man, you tried my build. How do you like it? And kind of give y'all the feedback and then make updates as well. I don't have the answers myself. There's no way to know what the developers did. Even the developers will have no idea until I break the game and I make the crazy build with a 72 overall on something like dunking, and I got the best dunk animation. And it's very, I don't want to say cheesy or glitchy, but it's pretty much, you want to be the best competitor possible. And if you can find the best ways, then you're going to do so. And I think that, if hopefully in the future, play testing from actual hardcore guys like myself, I would love to do it. I mean, I got to get paid, but play testing would be important to teach the devs the perspective from somebody who is breaking the game on purpose. I go into the builder trying to break the game, and not because I'm being malice. I'm not a hacker. I'm not a cheater. But you want to have the best possible build, especially with 2K, where the VC is, you got to spend real money. Why would I want to make a cheap build just to see if it works and not test it and not go through all the nitty gritty details of every animation, every badge, and now the new system, the Takeover. And so I am going to stress to everybody to take a moment and to think about this and to see for yourself. And I want to stress this Takeover system as well, because this is cool. I think that, last year, no disrespect, I've done it too. Every build has sharp take, aka shooting takeover. For some reason, everybody, no matter what you are, you can be 8 feet tall. You can have no shooting, and you're sitting there with the shooting takeover, and it's an unfair, unrealistic type of thing. And this year, you can see the requirements are going to be there that you have to meet. But the reason I want to bring this up, and you're looking at it right in the dead center, right? It says close shots, post control. You're boosting this, all right? And there's a system that's pretty amazing, if you ask me, that I actually really like about this new Takeover, okay? And the system is every single level will boost you up. So when you get to level 1, and this is something that's been in the game, you ever notice how you can't hit your shots and you're like, what's going on? Well, you just started and you missed 2 shots. You got blocked, or maybe you fouled someone twice in the first quarter, and your stats will drop. Your attributes will drop just like this. It doesn't have the exact numbers on that. 2K controls that behind the scenes, but it starts dropping. Even if you're not cold, you're dropping your attributes. And then now you're boosting them, and they have the actual numbers on this. So as you reach level 4, you're up 6, which is insane, guys. So you're gonna get the crazy boost. And the reason why this is important, and the reason you want to make your build proper and set it up with these takeovers, is because you're gonna be able to dominate the game in the most special way with this system. And I personally think that for the first time ever, I'm really gonna hone in on takeovers and find something glitchy, guys. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it right now, right? You're gonna go in here and there's gonna be something that boosts you up. You can see right now, strength only boosts up to 5 at level 4. All right. And now let's say there's something that goes up to 8 on level 4. That would be insane. So you want those type of boost when necessary. And this happens gradually, naturally as you play. And any decent player, I mean, you give me 10 points, I'm already up. You know, my takeover's coming because I'm playing good defense, because I'm spreading the floor, you know, I'm doing all the right things. I'm not getting fouls or turnovers. And so this is going to be a critical part of this year. I give them props to making me interested in takeovers. Takeovers have been an afterthought. They've been amazing to use, to have competitively, sure, but they haven't been as necessary to work your build around. You can just have any takeover. But now it's going to be more of like, did you build your build proper to have the right takeover to buff yourself in the proper way and take yourself to that next level? It's a question. It's a question I'm asking. And so you got to focus fire on your build and set it up. And I want to take a moment to talk about one of the cool things about this builder is that you're going to be able to look at the animations. You're going to be able to look at the takeovers and the badges. Okay. All 3, the most important. I've been complaining about this for 10 years. I don't know how many years it's been. I've been complaining on it. Like, hey, man, let me see the damn animations. Mostly the animations. All right. Like, I need to see all the animations. And finally, it's in the game. So we don't have to go through making a full build, going into the actual story and skipping the cutscene and then checking our animations, or having a written list on Google Docs. You know how many Google Docs I got, guys, of all this 2Ks year after year with all the animation information? And yeah, but so take the time, look into it. You're gonna be fine. It's gonna be a fun year. I'm gonna have crazy guides about the best builds, small tips and tricks, whatever I can. Like I told y'all, I'm gonna do some coaching to kind of help some people get themselves right, and you want to do the same. So make sure you take your time this year and look for the right build. And hey, man, even if you don't have to watch my video to make the best build, just get out there and do what you feel. Max out one stat that you really love. If you like shooting, make sure it's in the 90s. You know, that's kind of a casual way to go. And they're going to have community builds. If they ever put my build in the community, it's going to be the most broken one. And I'm happy with that. And I don't mean to break the game. I don't want them to feel like I'm, you know, trying to hack them. So that's the flow, man. And I hope y'all enjoyed it. We vibing out here. It's going to be a great year. I literally just put up emotes and badges and my membership. So y'all need to come over and we need to get this channel popping for the rest of the year as we continue to give you the goodness. This is that exclusive deep dive breakdown, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. We do have breakdowns for all the badges and all the extra stuff pretty much in detail that you can check out now. Plus, as the game comes out, I'll have way more. So go check out the playlist. See you there. Peace.